high level of consistency, dependability, availability, all of those things. As I told the team after practice, every good or great success story requires some struggle and some resistance, and they got to embrace it. And this is really this week of camp for the next 5, 6, 7 days is really an opportunity to separate from other people that are in the middle of camp. Just the approach, the mindset, attitude, the strain, the focus, the chase for what really good football at any particular position looks like. Had a scrimmage, our second scrimmage, and really pleased with a lot of things that we saw. A ton of competition that is ongoing coming out of that scrimmage, which is a great thing for the Sooners, in my opinion. A lot of young guys where the game is, they've had some amazing moments, some tough moments, and but a lot of the young guys that I think are going to have a chance to be in the two deep, maybe even start. I think at times the game is starting to slow down now for them, and having some success in building confidence. And some of the older guys that maybe this is maybe their second year as a full-time starter, maybe the first year as a third or fourth year player, things are really starting to make sense now for them. You see that in their play. And but really want to see guys for the next several days before we get into our game prep at the end of next week. Want to really see the consistency, and who can we truly trust, not who's a good guy, who can go playing winning football, great a winner, or close to it, and we'll give grace where it's deserved. But really excited about the team, the lines of scrimmage, playmakers on both sides of the ball, and our skill people, quarterback play. Had a really good day at quarterbacking, catching the ball in our scrimmage, and so exciting to see guys make competitive plays.
Brent, we've heard a lot from the players about how competitive this camp has been. The offense has been giving it to the defense, some defense giving it to the offense. Have you felt that maybe more so than in previous years?
I think maybe just look back at the last team for sure. And 23, our offense again was top 5 in the country. 22, really, really good. And I think in every category in 23, scoring, total offense, passing offense. So they were really good. And so probably a little more like that, push and shove and punch back. So it's good, really good competition.
Brent, has this team surprised you at all throughout camp?
I probably young guys, several young players, their ability, just the resiliency, and I think that's a mark of a good young mature player that has skill, talent, and ability, and their ability to keep showing up every day with a hunger and a humility, a willingness to be coached hard and handle some tough moments, continue to grow and improve. Those are things that have surprised me. I think this is a team that has fun practicing. And again, it's not every guy and it's not every moment, so that's unrealistic. But guys that enjoy the push and the challenge, the camaraderie, the brotherhood, the moments where, hey, somebody's got to step up and kind of get the momentum back, momentum of a drill or of practice or of when things aren't going your way. That's what leadership really steps up, and that's when you have a team that has a competitive maturity that makes it fun to coach.
How's Jaden not been the past week?
I'm sorry?
How's Jaden not been?
It's good. Yeah, he's good. Jaden's got a really good skill set. He's really a smart guy. He's picked up things pretty well. And he can, he's got great instincts behind the ball, and he's really good in space. He's been well.
Brent, talking to Bill the other day just about how impressed he's been with Ben, what's maybe stood out to you about how he's sort of impressed your staff and as well as the players?
Well, again, some of the reasons after going through an extensive, exhaustive, a search for our offensive coordinator, several things stood out. We talked about when we hired him, just his passion, his energy, his enthusiasm, his ability to connect. He's a natural leader. He's a tough guy. He understands what excellence is. He's going to be one of the people in the circle of the players that's going to celebrate successes when it happens, the little wins that sometimes when you know it's not what you want it to be ultimately, but it's a win in its own space, you got to celebrate those. He's got the toughness to make the corrections in the same moments, and but not crush the spirit of everybody around him, because he's the coach. And but he's a good leader, and he's going to lead from the front, and really a smart guy. And he handles the adversity well. Maybe he hadn't had a good day on offense for whatever reason. He has the ability to get the guys to respond, coaches and players both. So been a lot of fun, confident, but not arrogant, and a great teammate.
How was John handled this week, just with the things that came out? It
I
seems
think,
like the same
and
guy.
I don't want to speak for him, but in his mind, there was nothing to be seen here. So, thankful for the powers that be that it got us to a really good place quickly. But he's a lighthearted guy. He's focused and serious when he needs to. I think he recognizes, he'd be the first one to tell you the enormity of what the implications could have been had he not followed the NCAA rules years ago or whatever. But he just kind of, I don't want to, again, he's moved on quickly.
Brent, sort of along those lines, though, that situation, did that give you an opportunity to address some things with your team, whether it's the gambling thing or just being smart about social media and what's open, what's not?
Yeah, we've done, we've already did that several weeks ago. And but they're kids, in many ways, and you got to continue to educate nonstop, as far as the rules and expectations, for sure.
Brendan, you're saying the offense could be kind of like it was, say, a few years ago.
I didn't say that. I said that it was more competitive. I didn't, sorry not to cut you off, but these guys got a lot of work to do, and you got a season to play. And the thing about the 23 team is the statistics that I might have rattled off were at the end of the year. That's who they were, and so the body of work, we haven't had a chance to tell that story yet. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean to say that you were saying that. Just with how things have developed, I was just wondering who's really standing out to you to say maybe it could be like a 2023 or offense or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I think I would be negligent if I didn't say it starts and ends with the quarterback. Any good offensive unit, you got to have good quarterback play, and we've had that. It starts with the leadership, the work, the investment, the consistency, handling the good and the bad. John is a great leader. He's natural to all the things that we've been talking about. So everything starts with him, and then the guys up front. And we've starting inside out, really like where we're at. Guard to guard. I think we've got a great group there, and we've shown really good things at tackle as well. And that'll be the spot that we've got to continue to grow and improve everywhere. But like the camaraderie, the cohesion, the chemistry, the mindset, the toughness of the guys up front, man. Bill's done a great job. The players have done a wonderful job taking ownership of all of their work every single day. That's a group that is really strained and put a lot of work in. And then again, I think if you just look back at our last scrimmage, today's practice, Dion, Carry On, 14, 84. These are guys, J. Mike and our running backs, 6. Torrey Blaylock has been, he's been really good. His physical maturity, his explosiveness, his durability. He's taken a lot of snaps. And he's been here since January. And a lot of times those young players, they run into a wall at some point in time. And if it's happened, none of us have witnessed it. And he's handled it quickly and well. Torrey Blaylock has been as impressive of a freshman, as I've been around. And so we'll see, what the season brings. But he's been fantastic. And but Elijah made some great competitive plays. Carry On he made a crazy turning the whole body, one-handed catch on a back shoulder. Dion made a couple of really good plays as well. But that group of guys is really coming along well.
Brent, how do you feel like Logan Howland and Heath Ozida have reacclimated after the surgeries and stuff?
Yeah, again, they've done well. It took them a little few days to kind of get back into it, having missed all of spring ball because of the postseason surgeries, but they've worked really hard prior to that, and then once they've gotten back into it, to me, both of those guys here the last week look like they're getting back into the kind of shape and the strength, and the game slowed down a little bit for them, and they look good the last couple of days.
Brent, cornerback was a position that I think some people just had some question marks because they're so young. How has that group maybe impressed you throughout camp?
Yeah, I think that we've got more guys that are playing at a level that of consistency, just playing cornerback the way it needs to be played, and nothing extraordinary is expected. I'm just doing the basics really well over and over and over, and if you do that, you can be pretty dang good everywhere. And assuming that the other positions are what we feel like they are. So that being said, I think again this has been incredibly a consistent couple of weeks for Gentry Williams, Jacoby Johnson, Cortland has had a great summer and fall camp as well. Day Jordan is really taking another step, as we talked about, and Jeremiah Newcomb as well. Just that group of guys, Kendall Dolby, that group of guys has really shown that they have a chance to play really well this year. And but just the consistency has been the best part of it. Made a ton of plays on the ball as well, and playing at a really consistent level when it comes to the mental piece of it.
Brent, it seems like that edge group in particular is really competitive. A lot of guys there. How have you seen that position?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's been, the competition's real, and guys are straining every day. I can't wait to see who runs out first. And like I said before, it should matter. And I know it matters to us as coaches. And but it's been a group of guys that they've got length and speed and physicality. They all bring something, both in the run game, setting edges, and also as pass rushers. But that's been a really consistent group, and still room to improve. But look forward to watching that competition really to hopefully to continue to happen throughout the course of the season. But guys like Taylor Wine and Danny Okoye, Marvin Jones, guys that were not here a year ago, or maybe if they were here, they were more in a very small role or redshirting, and they're in a much different place now. And the game is again slowing down. They're playing fast, playing physical, playing really hard. Coach Shave has done a great job at getting those guys to show up every day, with a high level of passion and intensity and fire to get better. And it's really bled over into other areas, But the D-line as a whole, I could literally go and say the same thing at D-tackle right now. And I could say it at linebacker. I could say it at safety. And so I'm fired up now, only because these guys I love a group of guys. My favorite players are guys that are consistent, they're dependable, they got passion for what they do, they got toughness to handle all of it, and they show up every day with, an energy that has got to come from them. The coach can't go play. The coach can't fight their fight. So this is a group of guys that have shown the willingness to, and it haven't been perfect, but they fight. And that's what it's about. They show up every day and fight for their opportunity, fight for their for the trust that they're trying to earn, those types of things.
How's your defensive tackle position or your defensive line?
Again, I think it's good. Yeah, I think it's good. Like any team, you lose one guy, and all of a sudden it can start to look dicey. But I really like the group of guys: Jaden Jackson, Dom Williams, David Stone, Marcus Strong, Trent Wilson, Nigel Smith's coming on there. He had a surgery on his ankle. It's just a degenerative issue he had with his ankle. About 3/4 of the way through spring ball, decided to go ahead and do it then so he could be back for fall camp. And he's done a nice job transitioning inside. Marcus Strong's got a lot of natural ability. He had a knee scope this summer just to clean up. He had something coming out of high school. And, man, he's got great power and quickness. He's a good athlete. David Stone is, again, he's fighting to be a starter, and he's showing up every day like it matters to him. has really taken another big step. Dom Williams, as I've said before, his strain and his effort, his intensity is the best it's been, and it shows. He's improved in every part of his game, and he's become a great leader. He's a guy that the players voted as a captain for the season, and that's exciting, to see the hard work affirmed by your teammates. To me, there's nothing more important than having the trust and respect of your teammates. And Jaden Jackson, he had the shoulder surgery, and so he was out in the spring and a good part of the summer. Man, he has been fantastic. And I don't gas people, so it's really hard, but I would be remiss and negligent if I didn't, because they've been shown a great deal of maturity, they're hungry and they're not satisfied, and they know there's a lot of work to be done, and they know they haven't done anything and proven anything, and this is a game of doing, and the mark of this team, and this certainly those players, those units, and our defense is going to be about what you do from September all the way through January. And that's ultimately how you develop and create your identity.
Brent,
Yeah.
Brent, with camp kind of finishing up here soon, how's just the overall health of the team? How have they held up?
Yeah, it's good. The normal bumps and bruises of camp.
Nothing too bad?
Yeah, nothing that you don't already know about.
And one last one, how's special teams come along? I know that's been
It's
a
good.
big...
Yeah, no, we hit a 58-yarder in the scrimmage, and another like a 55-yarder as well. And I haven't said that in the past, where we've made those long field goals, because we haven't. And but we got to still continue to work on being consistent and show up. And it only matters what you do in the game, but you do build confidence in the field position game. And punting has been good. We did a great job in some of our pooch situations and backed up coming out of our own end zone. We were able to flip the field the several times that we've worked that situation as well. Ben Anderson's been fantastic, and I love the group of players that Coach Deacon and the rest of the staff, what we have to work with from, protection, our coverage units. It's a veteran group of players, and we've added some really dynamic, explosive playmakers, with that group of guys.
Is that a competition at kicker?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Okay.
Yeah.